Every great idea is typically followed by a "this is going to be harder than I thought" moment. During the cleanup on Fort Kelvin, that very moment hit me like a ton of bricks. In hindsight, I probably should have started smaller, maybe long keep or wood guard, but nope. Go big or go home, bring on the pain. Besides, any large problem is resolved by solving the smaller problems, and Fort Kelvin does not lack for either. For starters, this spawn point by the southern entrance. You can't build near it or even clean up around it. A shame, really. I would have liked to incorporate it into the overall design. Maybe turn it into some kind of shrine for the main courtyard. Oh well, out of sight, out of mind seems the best way to go. It worked out for the best because I planned to expand the southern wall to be traversable from tower to barracks. I also decided to replace city wall blocks for castle wall blocks. They just look better. Before starting, I needed to tear down the old gateway and do a bit of repair work on the landscaping by the stairs. Once that was done, I laid the foundations for the main entrance. Now for the main gate. At first I considered something similar to the original entryway design, but that layout did not allow for wall traversal. Then I considered a basic archway using the portcullis, but it was too large when open and felt excessive. But then that got me thinking about arches with a tunnel entryway, which is what I went for. As such, crypt doors were the obvious choice and stone posts were perfect as door frames. To get the frame laid correctly, I built a stone block outline around the doors and used snapping to ensure the props were perfectly aligned. The top part took a little finagling as the width of the doors was 7 half blocks and these props were 2 half blocks tall. After a bit of trial and error, it came out perfect. Unlike the gate frame, the entryway took a lot longer. Getting all the stone coffins lined up correctly was a pain in the ass. I had to go freeform and eyeball it because I couldn't get a good angle with snapping that let me place the props and keep an eye on the alignment. It also didn't help that I forgot the rotation count used on the inner arch and it wound up wider than the outer arch on the first lie down. Partial victory, as narrower did look better, so I elected to fiddle with the inner arch. I also got smart and learned how useful a backing wall was for placement, but even then, I still could not rely on snapping. The archway did overlap with the doors and still could not get a good angle. Except this time, I made sure to keep track of the rotation count. Once the inner and outer arches were set, I needed to connect them. The first connection attempt highlighted a screw up with the inner arch, and I had to redo it again. No, it didn't have to be perfect, and the final surface wasn't, but it had to be close enough. This stage of the project is structure rebuilding. Seams and blemishes can be hidden away when details are applied. Speaking of, I threw on the coffin lids to hide the openings where the arches protruded out of the wall, and I say it came out pretty good. Finally, with the main gate settled, I turned to addressing the rest of the southern wall and the guard tower. I was happy to have an easy task after fighting with that gate. The only hang-up here was getting a symmetrical look for the battlements. Apart from that, it was just replacing blocks. However, I only replaced what is needed and used reclaimed city wall blocks to fill in dead space. Waste not, want not. There are still a metric shit ton of blocks that need to be replaced for this build. And remember the rules. No mods, no cheats. Gonna have to go farming here very soon. One small part done with many, many more to go. Overall, I'm pleased with the result. Thanks for hanging around. I have no idea when the full build will be done, but I hope to get it completed sooner rather than later. In the meantime, I figured it would be fun to show progress as I go. And yeah, looking ahead, I'm starting to dread how long the final video will be.